What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment, IGT tab out on video, and we're just gonna hop right into it. So today we'll be talking about Jim Jones. So this was an incident we already knew took place. This took place in April of 2024, but now the body cam footage just came out for it. I know how y'all rock with body cam footage on this channel, so obviously I had to do this one for y'all, especially with the controversy around this one. So, quick rundown. What ended up happening? Jim Jones gets into an altercation with the man on, I'm gonna say man A, because that's actually important. He gets in an altercation with man A on the plane. Their altercation seems to get resolved. Well, not really resolved, but it seems to calm down. When he gets off the plane, he gets an altercation with another man on the escalator. Now, this is man B. This altercation ends up, with them tussling. They both basically fly down the escalator. They knock an old man over and some other people. They actually knock over man A from the plane and an old man. So, how I'll break this down for y'all, because if you've been here before, I usually do the cut-ups. You're not going to just, post the whole thing. But, so like I said, it starts the police walking towards the airplane before people were let off. They're talking to a Delta worker. The Delta worker basically explains that Jim Jones got into an altercation with somebody.
Individual.
Rapper Jim Jones?
No, I have no idea.
Anyways, I guess he was fine, but there was a passenger for row 4. I don't know who it is. The player can know who it is. They went at it.
Like physically or verbal?
They know verbal for sure. They're not sure if it was physical.
Okay.
So, as soon as we landed, a whole bunch of commotion going on, and I had so much going on from here. There's a rapper named Jim Jones who's sitting in 5 Bravo. I don't know if the people in front of him either touched his bag or touched him, but all I could hear was like, "Don't touch me, don't touch me." I think that was Jim Jones saying that, and then they just kept going back and forth, back and forth. I didn't hear any negative or like cussing words come out of their mouth, but it was just a whole lot, and other passengers started getting involved, trying to just like, "Hey, chill out," Sir?
And then a couple moments later, they begin to let people off. The man he gets in an altercation with got off first. They stop him. Basically, he explains they got into it, about, whose seat was this and a lot of basically some petty shit. And it was basically resolved. Then Jim Jones comes walking by fast as hell. Basically was like, "Is everything okay?" He was like, "Nah, that man put hands on me," and kept walking.
How you doing, sir?
All good. Official resolved.
They're going to talk to you really quick.
Yeah. Go ahead, speak away.
We don't exactly know what happened.
There's a minor discussion about people jumping in front of somebody and somebody cut in front of somebody else. It's all good. It's all good. He put his hands down.
Okay, do you want to talk?
I'm out here.
Okay, that's fine.
It's good. It's all good.
You know what this was, then?
Okay.
It's class.
Then that's when we get to the escalator. So, like I said, Jim Jones kept walking. So the police are a good distance behind him. So we don't see a lot. We don't actually see what happens on the escalator. All we see is basically like the aftermath of it once they get to the bottom and they get down there and they separate them.
Here we go. Guys, stop fighting!
At the escalator, arrival, lower level.
Guys!
Hey! Stop it!
You're jumping
Knock
Dude,
it
he's
off!
fucking bleeding!
Knock it off! Knock it off!
It's torn up against me.
Knock it off! Knock it off!
They jumping me.
Foxtrot 2-3, you got.
I'm not
Knock
going
it.
nowhere.
Ah!
I'm not
Sit
going
down.
nowhere.
Sit your
I'm
ass
gonna
down.
sit down.
Okay, good.
They jumping me.
Sit down. Yo. Sit down. Sit your ass down.
Hey.
Hey, do not hit me. Do not.
Hey.
Let go.
Go.
Now, first I will say about this, I feel like the woman cop was being mad aggressive, but she wasn't being mad aggressive one way. She was being mad aggressive with both parties, so we can't say too much about it. But she was wilding a little bit. And after they basically were separating, things like that, she was being mad aggressive. And the other guy, she didn't have to grab him from the back like that while he was already talking to the police. Like, the situation seemed to be underhand. There was no point to grab him some more. But I don't know what she was on. I guess it was, one of her first days. Basically, we get into the, parts of both of them trying to. Well, really, we don't really get to hear much from the man he got into the altercation with on the escalator, but we do get to hear more from the man he got the first altercation with, because he, like I said, he got knocked down. So, basically, he said he really didn't see much either. He just saw a bunch of people fighting and that he really wasn't involved in this. So then most of it, is basically Jim Jones talking. So this is where the controversy came from in the thing. So Jim Jones is basically just explaining his side of the story.
Bing, I got up, tried to go to the joint. A couple people got up. One of the dudes screamed out some irate. I turned around. I'm like, calm down, it's not that serious. The other dude jumped up, wants to his father, and put his hand on me like he was on some tough shit. I grabbed him and said, calm down, this is on a plane. It's not gonna work, calm down. Stewardess came, I said, I don't want to problem, I just want to get off the plane. I said, cool. The captain asked me before I leave, would you like to do anything? I said, no, I want to leave. Cool. Walking now, the guy's walking behind me. You know how you feel somebody? So I turn around, like, what's up, bro? Please don't do this. Like, don't do this. Start saying some profanities. Say it back to him, like, yo, bro, you're gonna get yourself in a bad situation. Get on the escalator. He's on the escalator again for me. I'm like, bro, don't do this. He doesn't do this. I don't know what to do after that. You did? You put your hands on me, you flinched at me. I had to grab him. You come with that escalator, the other dude comes, jumps on top of me.
What other dude?
The other dude that I had the first incident with on the plane.
So he's gone.
No, he was here. He jumped on top of me, so now he was acting like trying to jump, so I gotta physically restrain both of them. So that's how we end up at the bottom of the escalator. I don't want nothing. I want to go home. I don't know nothing.
Was this the guy that...
I don't know nothing. I just told you the story, what happened. Got into a little incident. It's not that important. If I can go home, I'd rather go home. I don't want to deal with nothing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Calm down, Joe. Calm down. Guy's just got a job.
I know that, but I just
gotta
go home.
I
don't.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
guy's got a job to do.
That's the first thing from
Of course.
I do not want to do anything to hurt anybody.
So where the controversy came from, basically, obviously, Jim Jones is from Harlem, if I'm remembering correctly off the top of my head. He's supposed to be a street dude. So, street dudes talking to police in any form or fashion, especially, describing what happened in them in an event, is supposed to be against, street code. In my personal opinion, this ain't no street shit, so he don't have to follow that code. This is him getting the altercation with a white man at the airport. And at this point, where Jim Jones is, I don't know if he's quite 50 yet, but he's knocking on the door. So that shit out the window, bro. I get that, the street shit supposed to be for like, bro, you're 50, bro. We're not. I'm 50. I had a successful career. I don't gotta live by the same rules no more. My life is different now. Now I know they say Jim Jones might be still a little broke, but Jim Jones has came a long way in his life, so he ain't got to live by the same shit no more. On top of this, please think about, one, at the end of it, I think that was the most, great shit about that, if you want to start a controversy, how he was like, bro, I really don't want anything from this. I don't really want to talk to y'all for real. I just want to go home. I just, had to explain my side of the story. And that, to me, that's the most G shit. Like, he was not trying to get anybody in trouble. He said, bro, I just want this to be over and I just want to go home. But my thing is, what if he doesn't explain his side of the story? Now, have that thing. What if they just like, oh, you got into altercation, so we detain you, and then they red list your ass because you didn't want to explain what happened, explain that you wasn't the agitator in both events. Because if you, just sit there quiet, they're going to think you might be up to some fuck shit. Now, I can't get no money because I can't fly. And so, people, I get this, he's supposed to be, of a street. But, bro, it's over with, bro. He's old now. He's had a career. And it's if I try to live by those codes and all that shit, nigga, I may not be getting no money. That's a broke mindset. Let's be honest. So, in my personal opinion, this shit ain't that serious for what niggas were trying to say. Put the smut they were trying to put on Jim Jones' names. But that's all I got to say, though. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG, TikTok, Bottom View, and we out.